The EU versus the US starter pack. These trucks in the European Union, these trucks in the United States. This sort of colorful politics versus our two-color politics. They have soccer and their homes look like these. We have football and our homes look like these. Their plugs are these. Our plugs are these. Stoves and sports. Also similar but different. Pretty much this is making me realize that the EU is basically the US, just with like small variations. Ultimately though, they're the exact same. Asian woman in an American action movie starter pack has one of these two hairstyles. Fights with either a fan or chopsticks. Has a father obsessed with tradition. Costumes look like this. Makeup, of course, with that winged eyeliner stuff. And they gotta know martial arts. Oh, and don't forget, only from Japan, China, or Korea. Americans don't know any other Asian countries besides those three. You know what's funny? Even in 2021, I still feel like this applies. Like, it definitely applied like 20 years ago. But I can still think of multiple examples that are still kind of doing this. The average, but not stereotypical, American starter pack has a normal house or apartment, overall a friendly and normal person. Some interests include biking and just a reasonable car. Yep, no, it all checks out. Not stereotypical, just really, really average. Trust me, I know all about this. What modern country music is trying to say. All southern women look like this. You can drink a case of beer every day and look like this. I don't even listen to country music, but I have never seen a song try to describe this. Everyone who lives outside of the red is born rude and hates sweet tea. Rap is scary. But if you add a banjo, it's not scary. I'm getting to the point where like people disliking country music is like the same as like people disliking Justin Bieber. Like Justin Bieber was like the butt of jokes for like years. There was just like no new material. It was like the same stuff said all the time and things ended up coming full circle. It ended up being lame to continue to hate on Justin Bieber because it was just beating a dead horse. To me, that's basically where we are with country music. Whether you like them or not, like now it's just best to just keep the opinions to yourself. And that's exactly how I feel about this subject too, honestly. Being a kid during the 2008 housing crisis, watching Arthur on full volume to drown out your parents fighting, going to a friend's house and wondering how their parents converse so naturally, randomly staying with grandma for several weeks, and I slipped and hit my face excuse every week. Ah, good times, good times. It really sucked that my mom was just such a klutz though. She was just always getting hurt. Sitting alone at lunch starter pack, slowly chewing your food so that it takes more time to finish and you don't have to sit idle awkwardly. Group of girls staring at you, awkwardly glancing around, try to hold back the tears, opening a book and pretend to be busy, seeing groups of friends laughing. I had like 2 friends in high school and I swear these mother loved to both be missing on the same day. Man, f you, Frank. I had only 2 friends throughout most of high school, and I swear these 2 would both organize when they were gonna be homesick for the day. I know this life, because I lived it. YouTube comment section on a song before 2020 starter pack. Who is listening in 2021? This is my neighbor's favorite song, whether they like it or not. Back when popular music was real. If you listen to this song, you have an amazing taste in music. This one I see all the time. Where is I was born in the wrong generation? You clearly aren't listening to music old enough to not see that comment. The crappy old town starter pack. Sorry, we're closed. Every building is brick. What's up with that? I guess, like, if it's a crappy old town, it means the town is literally very old. They always built them with bricks. Really old vending machines, unused train tracks, random pile of gravel everywhere. I literally have family members that live in this exact town, and it is so depressing every time I go. It just seems like everything is so sad. Germany starter pack. Oh my goodness, I almost completely missed this joke. I was so focused on this one figure that I was very close to having this thing go over my head. It was Arnold that made me first be like, wait a second, this dude's Austrian. And then I realized they're all Austrians. How many people saw this and it went right over their head? I mean, the people from California that visit Disneyland enough should know that's the Matterhorn. You never been on the Matterhorn ride? Pretty obvious that's in Switzerland. I don't know exactly who makes this type of chocolate. Probably the Swiss as well, but I knew it wasn't German. This is such a tough one because, yeah, it's going to get like 90% of normies out there. If anything, they would just notice like one problem with it. Not that that was the joke. Staying home from school starter pack. Maury, Jerry Springer, these judges. They've been the same age my whole life. Daytime television has literally found the fountain of youth, and they're just giving it out here to their hosts. Worst things to get on Halloween starter pack. Shot, a bacterial infection, run over by a car, news of a loved one, and the worst of all, pencils. Doesn't get any worse than that. The sitcom is dying starter pack. Main cast leaves the show, family members never mentioned before, random side character getting too much screen time, and recycled storylines. It's literally the path that almost every sitcom has to take, kind of a rite of passage. But specifically the good ones, because the good ones go on for a long time, so that's usually when this stuff starts to happen. The bad ones don't have this stuff happen because they got canceled in season 1. The designing a logo for an RPG that contains a T anywhere in the name. game. Well, this is a perfect spot to put a generic sword. Wow, we are so creative. It's gonna hurt all my RPG developers out there. What are they gonna do after this? It's the only creative thing they had. The 2000s game review starter pack makes this face when something weird happens, has a weird review scoring system. Yeah, you're telling me. Probably had banjo music playing in the background. As a bad game they treat as an arch nemesis. Where the hell is my boy Angry Video Game Nerd? The fact that his face is not even on here is like disappointing. I gotta give this a 0 E.T. the extraterrestrial video games out of 10. I literally survived on just this content alone between like 2007 to like 2010. The 2021 equivalent to all this is just Scott the Woz now. The just a 20-minute nap starter pack. Looks at phone, missed alarm 3 hours ago. Immediately wakes up like this and heart feels like it's about to burst. Why is that always a thing? It's like the worst way to wake up. At least it's just a nap though. It could be worse. You could be like missing the bus to get to school. The second choice university starter pack. Pressure is low. You'll graduate without issue and leave satisfied, but there are no castles. Campus is decent, but surrounding town is a poopy hole. Probably not far. Either you commute or regularly visit home. What happens if your second choice university was actually your first choice? Because that was me, and I didn't even make it through that either. The movie with movie in its name starter pack. These are always literally some of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that's like a given. Whenever you put movie in your movie's title, you're gonna get 1 out of 5 stars. A trendy song that dies after 2 months. Celebrity either makes a cameo or voices a main character. Antagonist turns into a good guy. Ending scene always looks like this. This is literally why I can't watch movies anymore. This is part of the reason. Alright, this is legitimately just a tradition. Every time I do a starter pack video, always the history weebs come up. But they are usually organized a little bit differently, even though the themes are the same. One thing that is consistent no matter what the starter pack is, though, is Hearts of Iron 4. That is literally a staple at this point. This one includes the political compass, though. It is hilarious how many people despise just these 4 colors at this point. We have no German anime girls for some reason. I don't know why that is either. They're just always there. Wojaks gets all his info on history from YouTube. Okay, that one feels like it's a little too personal. Papa Stalin Ooh! Who officially started that? Like, I know that I was definitely there for Ground Zero. I was a part of the founding fathers, I feel. If on the right only listens to game soundtracks or Sabaton, dislikes women, okay. Don't invade Mother Russia in the winter. If on the left listens to anime music, probably closeted furry. These are only the history weebs that are like really young though. But I guess those are the easiest ones to go after. I'm gonna rank this overall as a 5 out of 10 history weeb starter pack. There's definitely been better. No inclusion of a map or how they mostly just focus on North America or Europe. No France surrender jokes, no communist jokes, no country balls or changing their profile pics, no alternative history references. We're talking about how the Axis could have won. No discussion of the cargo shorts or the hammer and sickle. Yeah, I don't know, 5 out of 10. And you're lucky to get that. Things James Bond recklessly drives through starter pack. Very tight alleyways. These cardboard boxes for some reason that are stacked up. A parade, and of course, don't forget some random people. Gotta hit a few pedestrians for it to be exciting. Why not? The late night hang starter pack. Gotta get you some Coors. Surrounded by this table on these white chairs that are indestructible. Whether people are smoking or not, there's always some like ashtray like this. Something to keep the mosquitoes away, but it never actually works. Don't forget, like, whatever conversation you have, it's about to be life-altering. The Bikini Bottom starter pack. Authoritarian monarchy. That's the biggest one people forget about. King Neptune has a stranglehold over this city. Segregated communities. Literally, SpongeBob taught me this was not good. Random oofers roam streets freely. Healthcare system devastates the uninsured. Unregulated labor market and worker exploitation. And then, of course, police doing horrible things. This actually sounds like a nightmare. And SpongeBob was just happy-go-lucky the whole time. He was just in denial. I'm actually depressed. His living situation was so horrible, but he was such a strong believer in his state. What a true patriot. The United States of America starter pack. Ah, yes. Light bulbs, peanut butter, the telephone, the Thanksgiving holiday, famous Americans like Justin Bieber, Drake, and I actually didn't even know he was Canadian, to be honest. Oh, whoops, I gave away the joke. And then American food, Boston pizza, Hawaiian pizza, macaroni and cheese. I'm really a big fan of these like whoosh starter packs, the ones that are gonna go completely over everyone's head. Boston Pizza is actually a Canadian chain. The only one that gives us away is Justin Bieber and Drake. I feel like most people, even the normies, know that one. Even peanut butter comes from Canada. Is this just like a big old flex Canada's doing over the US? I guess they deserve it. 25-year-old boys from Central Europe versus boys from the Balkan and the Middle East when they turn 12. Yep, can attest to this. I'm pretty much gonna be 30 looking like this. Some people get all the luck. I was going into high school and there's people with like full-grown beards. That's not even fair, man. I literally couldn't grow a beard until like 6 months ago. I think it's because I wasn't depressed enough. Like, you gotta be really severely depressed to be able to grow a depression beard. That's the secret to it all that I finally learned. Toxic European on Reddit starter pack. Things Americans say. This is their favorite sub. Downvotes anyone that says that US deserves to live. Calls Americans snowflakes for getting mad mad about constantly being stereotyped. Are there still Americans that do this? I know that they used to, because I would see them in the comment section. I feel like it's gotten better, though. I do agree, though. People from the US used to be really sensitive back in the day when I made fun of us. It's pissed when someone calls it soccer. Okay, that's definitely still a thing. Nuts to the metric system. Well, you know what? I probably would too, honestly, if we had it. The 1930s to 1960s sci-fi starter pack. Aliens are either unseen in their robotic vehicles or in some big brain MFers. Has inspired most of the modern sci-fi movies. Spacesuit for men versus Spacesuit for women. Yep. In the year 2001. I'm trying to think of what old 50s sci-fi movie I was forced to watch for some film class. It was just this big box and he was robotic and he was like just killing everybody. Forbidden Planet. What a classic. Amazing. White as Mayo starter pack. Finally, here's one for me. Specifically, I mean, I guess some were for me already. Squinting so hard you can't see when it's bright out. I'm like permanently in squint mode whenever I'm outside. Get sunburned if outside for 45 minutes plus. 45 minutes plus? What kind of perfect skin do you got? I'm outside for 10 minutes and I'm gonna be looking like this. I don't have blue eyes, so just rub it in. Oh, I guess that's the point. You have such pretty blue eyes. Yeah, not exactly. Feeling uncomfortable in history class. Yeah, you just gotta kind of learn to embrace it, I guess. That one kid no one likes at family dinner reunions. All you had to show me were these freaking glasses, and I would have already known. I don't need anything else. If you're like under the age of 5 and you got these glasses on, I'm just gonna want to kick you. I'm sorry. iPad is always sticky and smells funky. Literally like hot Cheeto stains all over the screen. Only eats chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, that's for sure. There really needs to be just like a daycare where you can like drop these kids off before Thanksgiving. Let them all like in a facility together, although that could cause some sort of massive crisis, I think. All these kids together would be too powerful. The Severus Snape starter pack. We have Snape here, greasy black hair wig, basic black cloth, oh, and don't forget black thongs. This is the most crucial part of the outfit. If you're missing this, can you really say you're Severus Snape? And big thank you to my patrons. Rye the Pie. This is Gabe. Why am I doing this? I love Mark. Drew has a small peepee, but I give him money anyways. Dalton D. Drew's Argentinian grandpa. Bring back Polar Arian Ball. After Hours. Barnski W. Ivan Lima. Jesse C. Luxembourg Lover. Majestic Unicorn. Max Cooper. Nick Blorf. Mine Brothers 999X2. And Stormtrooper 501. Thank you.